Welcome to episode 4 of Creative Juices, and I have Marcus with me, my co-host.
Yes, and my co-host, as always, you have Camilla Odium.
Woohoo! And then we have our guest.
And our guest at this time is renowned nature photographer of the year 2024. Yes, we've looked that up as well. And we'll be talking to you about that, but we have Gaia Micatovic. Yay!
Yay!
Hi, thank you guys for having me.
So it's the first time we've had anybody on who is an award-winning photographer. And we saw that you got the Nature Photographer of the Year, the Scandinavian Business Award for 2024. Did you want to tell us a little bit about how that came about and everything?
So, how it started is that I received basically an email from, I don't even remember who, but they told me there is this contest if you want to participate. And there were many categories actually, now that I remember correctly. And the one that I was interested in was nature photography because I love taking wildlife photography in general. And I participated with a picture that I don't recall which photo is it. Like seriously, I don't recall it because it was more than 20 years ago. And also I take so many photos of nature that I can't recall, but it was probably a bird because I take a lot of bird photography. And they texted me, they sent me an email a few months later saying that I won that specific category. And to me that was quite shocking in a way, but also cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Must have been, but
it was cool.
How-
It was cool, and I
yeah.
put it in my CV. That's the extent of it.
yeah,
Of course you should.
Yeah.
How
but
did they find that photo? Did they go through your Instagram or was it published somewhere?
I think it was through Instagram because Instagram is my main source of seeking people because I'm a freelance photographer. I work as a photographer, so my customers reach to me mostly through Instagram. And that was quite shocking for me. But at the same time, my boyfriend, hyper supportive, was like, yeah, of course you did it, that kind of stuff. I was like, yeah, not really. Not that, of course, not that obvious, but thank you. And yeah, that was really cool for me.
Nice. That's really cool to hear also. And just like you are really, you're not that certain of it. It's like, yeah, I sent a photograph in and they said it was great, and I've
That's good.
That's really random.
Yeah, it should be that way with creativity, with like the spontaneity and the finding and the connections with everything. It's like if you do something and put it out in the world, the right people will see it and find you, and then you'll get the praise back for that one.
Yeah, we've talked earlier or in another episode about like frequency and what you send out, you get back in. Do you feel that for you too?
I mean, it depends. I think I get the most rewarding moments from when I take nature photography, where I get the adrenaline of hunting, so to speak. Work-wise, not so much anymore, because it seems to me that it became easier and easier to people to approach the same kind of field that I work into. And it became more a matter of competing and price-related market rather than I'm hiring you because you're talented.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's more about you're gonna do it for free or you're gonna do it for cheaper, so I'm gonna hire you. It doesn't matter how good you are. So I don't find it very satisfying working anymore on a daily basis with payment. It's more to me that when I go in nature, everything is quiet and you see that bird of that color.
Yeah.
I do find
Is that when Is that when you get your creativity, when you're out in the woods, or like how does the creative juice hit you?
I think that's more because it's like I feel like the creativity there stands where you edit the pictures and you recolor them most of the time. and try to create a story through something you cannot control.
Yeah.
So that's cool, I think. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But I loved also to create stories through when I take photo shoots with specific models and I recreate a story I want to tell about mental health or specific issues, and I want to turn it into a photo. Or create, I don't know, I do wrestling photography, and for example, I like to take photos not only of people fighting, but make it look like they're dancing on the ring.
Right.
And I think that's the contrast of it that makes me want to create different kind of photos. I often edit the pictures and repaint them by hand to create specific colors that I want to see, not too far from reality, but something different. So that's what I like to do. And creativity, I think, it sparks from stories I make in my head most of the time.
Yeah.
I am a very Lord of the Rings fan and fantasy books
Yeah, me
fan.
too. Yeah, me too.
I know way more than I should about books and
Me
movies.
too.
So
But you
and
can
when I
use
do-
that though.
yeah, right. And I like to use also when I do photo shoots of myself, when I use myself as a model, when I run out of I run out of models often, but when that happens, I use myself and I use like nature elements like bones or animal skulls, which are ethically taken, so they're not killed for the purpose. But I use props taken from nature a lot, and yeah, it's about telling a story for me.
Yeah, I mean that's brilliant. I love the way you described that as well. That you find and you add the colors, you add the nuances to the picture that you've taken that's already there, but you add it and you give your story to it to give a whole different image to the people who are viewing it. And we in the wrestling community are very, very thankful that you are there. And how do you feel to be I'd say the top photographer in Scandinavia for wrestling? And as well, my next question will be connected. How did you get your start in wrestling photography?
Oh, that's a great story, actually. That's an amazing story. Thank you for asking. I don't know if I'm the top one, but I don't think so, because I learned from another photographer who I miss very much. I don't know if I will ever see him again in the wrestling environment, but he taught me so much. And well, the story with wrestling started. I was a burlesque photographer through a friend, and she hired me to take a show in Aarhus. And in Aarhus, there was this young kid that was videoing. He was taking videos of the shows. And he came to me and said, you're the photographer. Cool. Look, I have a small production that I would like to hire you to take photos of the wrestling. We're going to have some wrestling shows in Copenhagen. We just started. And I said, yeah, sure. No problem. And that guy was Christian, and he owns Body Slam. Pro wrestling. He's I've been doing wrestling photos with him for 7 years now, and I got to meet the most incredible people. I was caught by the diversity of humans I got to work with, and I started with this photographer called Peter, and he is probably one of the best photographers in Denmark that I know. And he taught me to what they're gonna do if they go to that corner, what's gonna happen, and then he left. I don't know. I'm not sure he left entirely. We lost touch during the years, but I hope he's fine because I miss him very much. He's amazing. But yeah, after that, I started learning through a lot of mistakes that I'm still making, but I learned when it's time to go into a certain angle, and I still didn't understand the moment where I have to move to not get kicked in the face. I'm gonna say hi to a very close friend of mine.
Expensive camera equipment is
yes.
also
there
a big
was
danger.
this wrestler whom I love very much, that kicked me in the face twice. I'm gonna shout out to Alice Inc.
But now you know when it might be
It's gonna
coming, though.
feel so
But it can
bad.
be surprising. Mm.
No, but yeah, the first day of wrestling photography, I got a kick in the face, not from her, but from another wrestler. And that hurt.
Mm.
And that was my very important lesson, to be careful. And every time some new photographer or volunteer comes over, I get palpitations for them.
Ah.
But you
'Cause
could
I'm like,
maybe
yeah.
haze the new photographers. You'd be like, yeah, sure, start close as you can.
Oh yeah,
Get in the thick of it, and you're back there. You're like, I know what's happening.
Yeah, you wanna get this close to the ring. I'll see your
you do
teeth
that, yeah,
later,
yeah.
you know? But collect them later.
But it's always a lovely community of photographers in the wrestling. Everybody's trying to help each other, and the other people who are on, obviously, like the motion cameras and the other bits. You're a
Yeah.
productive team, and there's a lot of moving parts to that one. Not just the
Mhm.
action in the ring, but obviously the fans can be a bit crazy and boisterous in a wrestling setting. So there's a lot of elements that you camera people have to watch out for.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was thinking with that, with wrestling photography, the important thing is you find it's like not capturing the moves, but maybe the moments in between as such, and people's body language. I think you're very good at capturing that and bringing a feeling what the people are trying to create in the ring. You're very good at making that happen as well.
Is that the story that you help them tell?
Well, I know the lore behind the fights.
Yeah.
And the thing is that overall, everyone can just grab a camera and go around the ring and shoot, and that's fine. Not even that much, because the lights are often terrible, so it's not even that easy either. But because I know that generally anyone with a bit of experience can go and take photos like that, I want to try. I don't know if I will ever succeed in that, but my goal is to describe that story. And when you take videos, I think it's easier to see what's going on, and not even, I don't want to undermine in any way that sector, because that's probably even harder. But when you take photos, it's a still image, and you don't really know what's going on for real, because it's just a still picture. So the beauty of it is to try and tell that story in that frame, in one frame. I think one frame pictures are harder to stories to tell, and photos are like a joke, you know. If you don't get it, the joke didn't work.
Yeah.
So I try to do a storyboard of the photos of the fights, and even more so when you have to deliver within 24 hours, you have to really put an effort on during the shooting, because if you mess up that, photo didn't work, wrestlers could get disappointed. I messed up that part a lot of times in the beginning, and maybe I still do. Probably they're just too polite to tell me. I don't know.
Is that one of the things that draw you in, like having being able to tell a story in that way? Because you talked about doing that with pictures of animals or wildlife. So is this another like adrenaline kick in storytelling? Yeah,
I think it is. It's the trial, the ultimate trial of portraying something the way they are portraying it to the public, and the adrenaline of knowing you can't control it.
Yeah.
Because you can be told what's gonna be, but they will still jump. You don't know how high. They will still get off the ring. You don't know from which side, because they always try to tell you in advance. But at the end of the day, they have to see how many people are around the ring and where they can actually jump and hurt themselves off the ring without killing people. So you don't really know, and you have to keep in mind there is often a lot more other people working with me. For example, the videographers, they've been working with me for years now. They know. But when you get new people, when you get new people that want to learn the work, and they don't know exactly what's going on, you don't know how many times I bumped into people. And I actually pushed people by mistake and say, oh my God, I'm sorry, because I'm so over-focused on doing that shot that I forget there is people around me, and I end up in the evening after the show apologizing to like 20 people. I'm so sorry. Because when you lock in for a goal, it's really hard for me to think about the others, and I think it's very selfish. But it's, at the end of the day, everyone is happy, hopefully.
I would like to dive in more to that, what you said, like locking in. So how does that, like, how is that for you? Is that like a flow you get into? Is it a space where it's just you and the camera, or what happens in that lock-in?
I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
I can't see anyone else but the people on the ring. I have a feeling my colleagues are nearby me, but I can't help it but say, this guy's gonna jog now.
Yeah.
And even when I jokingly, I said before I got kicked a couple of times, but the truth is I didn't realize until after. And in one occasion, I had to see it through the video.
Wow.
Because everyone came to me and said, are you okay? Now, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you were not there.
I
Yeah.
wasn't there.
Mhm.
I am very, I think I take this too seriously on some degree. And then I just do it. And most of the time, like maybe 50% of the time, photos are shit anyway. Sorry. The photos are not that pretty. But then there is, out of 100, that there is 20 photos that are good, and then it means that I'm happy.
Mm.
But yeah, the lock-in situation, it's probably something that needs to be fixed though, because I'm really really too focused, because I'm afraid also of not being good enough, and that I could be easily replaced. And this is again, market is brutal. I don't think that people like Body Slam would ever think like that way, because we developed a different kind of relationship. But it's the principle for me.
Yeah. You feel you might have been burned in other workplaces and work opportunities before, so now you're thinking, this has to work, I have to get everything right, and you have a method to how you're doing things, which is understandable. I can find that. I'd like to talk to you about an iconic photo, and not the one with me with the cake in the face, even though that was iconic. Well, that didn't happen. I didn't get a cake on my face, not at all. Never happened. No. But one of my favorite photos, and I've got it in a big size on the wall where I live, as you might know, is the one which was the post-Scandal, the big tournament they have every year in Denmark wrestling, and it was outside of the building, and he took a picture of Alice Inc. when she won the big trophy, and it's in black and white, and it's out, and it's raining. It's an incredibly atmospheric. I would probably try and put it in on the video here if I remember, in small style so you can see. But that was one of the great pictures that you've taken, and really kind of sums up the entire night's feelings, I think, in one picture. And I was really impressed by that one.
I loved it. That was, I think, the first time I met my Alice Inc. And I remember Christian just said, you have to go with her in Rådhusplassen, so at the municipality, the city hall, and just I was just like, okay, I can do that. And we went. I was so shy. I am very socially awkward, to be honest. So I was, what do I do now? And then turns out the photos came out very well, and I actually redrew some of them. When I say I redrew some of them, it means that I recolor digitally over the photo, so I don't redraw. And yeah, I loved it. It was a great night. It was a really great night, and I got to meet.
Yeah, I was thinking. So it was Christian's idea, and he was just like to you, "Come on, we're going outside now, and we're going to do that one." So I was wondering what the process was behind it. But I mean, you had equipment with you to, say, do the photography inside. So then you were told straight, like, "Okay, now we're going outside." It's obviously a different lighting, different things there. Do you work well under that kind of pressure, where you're told, "Okay, it's a completely different kind of scene now"? And
no, I was feeling this is messed up. This is gonna be bad. So I tried to study the light outside. It wasn't that bad, but it was dark. And then I used a very cheap flash that I had at the time, because I couldn't buy anything better at the time. And I just used some logic. Like, okay, let's see, since the darkness, it is this dark, I should just set up the camera this way. And to be honest, Alice Inc. made it easier, because she's really good at posing, and she knew what she was doing and just helped me through. The process was just pause. Okay, let's do this now. Okay, let's pause again. Okay, let's do this now. And just change the setup on the flash, which had options. But I think that if we had more time, we could have done better. Because at the time, again, we were in a rush.
It's kind of like a guerrilla photography. It's like, okay, you have your equipment, we have the time, or the time is very short, we have to get it done now. But as I say, with those things that you had there and the issues and hindrances you had, I think it was a brilliant result of what you made.
Thank you so much. I was happy that she liked it too. That was the most important thing to me, is that they come back to me and say, the photos are good, thank you. I was like, okay, nice.
I was a little bit curious, like, how did you come to be a photographer? What's the story behind the photography as a creative outlet for you?
Well, surprisingly, it was because of a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a budgie when I was 11, and I was buying incessantly all those throwaway cameras. And I would take so many pictures of my budgie. I loved him with all my heart. He was a very smart animal. He would just fly around the house, and he never stayed in the cage. But it was my pet, one of my first very important pets. And then when I finished middle school, my mom gifted me a Nikon Coolpix, which is a digital touristic camera. And then I found out that my family held some analogic cameras like an Olympus and stuff. So I tried to study with them, and I tried to like it. And I can assure you, I didn't know how to take photos until I was 17. So it took me a while, but my favorite subjects were my pets. So I had this parrot for many years, and he was my favorite subject. And then after that, I got a dog, and she was my favorite subject. And then I just started.
So one of the pets
then
now?
I just started. Yeah, I just started taking photos around, and then I started becoming. Forgive me just a second. Can you please control the voice?
That's okay.
Thanks.
No.
Yes, thank you. Sorry. And so I was just trying to take photos of people, but I wasn't that good, to be honest. It didn't go well. And then I never owned a camera until I actually, a couple of years before I moved to Denmark, because I was like, work-wise, I come from Italy. Work-wise, Italy isn't great. So I was struggling a little bit with work, and certainly a camera wasn't a priority. So all of my friends for a birthday just chipped in and bought me a camera.
Oh, that's lovely.
And they are amazing. I'm still very good friends still. So, and I started working with that camera. And then when I moved to Denmark, I started taking photos of students for their LinkedIn. And with that money, I started saving up and doing odd jobs, and bought proper cameras and practiced better. And that's how it actually went.
Do you have
Pretty boring.
another like creative outlet, or is photography that the thing for you? It's like it doesn't give you the passion that you want. And
well, I used to be an illustrator and a portrait artist with the chalk and what's called charcoal.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, if you ask me, I wasn't good.
Are you ever proud of your work?
I am very proud
humble.
of it. I am very proud of it, but I feel like every time I look behind, I feel like, that could have been better, you know?
Yeah.
But it was pretty successful, that work, that job as an illustrator, because I did get hired a couple of times to draw for books. And then it was impractical for me to do that in Denmark at that moment, because when I moved to Denmark, it was just impossible. I didn't even speak English, so it was very complex for me to exist at all.
Yeah.
So I thought that using the camera would have been more practical and more or less allowed me to create something very close to what I like to draw. So more or less, no, I still draw as of now, but it's just not public. I just do it for my own sake. it's like reading a good book for me. So
It is. So do you get in the same lock-in state or like creative state where you just everything else fades away and you just draw? Is that
I used to. Not anymore with drawings, and that's okay because it's like a good love. You know, when you fall in love with someone and then you fall out of love, it's natural.
Yeah.
No, now it's with photos that I am obsessed with, of any sort, but especially nature. And then I do weddings, of course, and weddings are super cool when they want to do stuff, crazy stuff. But otherwise, I do generally work a lot with people now. And I mostly try to put some boundaries when they hire me. So I'm like, okay, you want me for my style, and I will certainly do what you want, but then I need you to remember that you're hiring me for a reason.
Yeah.
And the reason
so
is
good.
Exactly. So I mean, I try to.
Where can they find you if they want to find you? Where can they find you?
My website is under constructions, and I don't know for how long still because I don't have time right now. But I usually work again on Instagram. My main source of customer seeking is Instagram or Facebook. Unfortunately, as of now.
What's your Instagram handle, and we could write it down.
That would be awesome. Yes, the Instagram handle is my main, and I live on the phone, so it's gonna be easy to reach me. Yeah.
So we were talking about your workplace, and obviously you're working with photography, doing freelance, doing weddings. We have a question. I'm going to lead the way here. How is AI affecting your everyday work and your workspace? I know it's a topic which is very, very critical right now. A lot of people have opinions, and that's where we want to weigh in with our creators, because it's something which has taken a big hold of the entire creative community, and we wanted you to weigh in on that. How is that affecting your current day workspace?
Well, let me put it a very easy way for people to understand what AI is for artists, okay? I read it somewhere, and I think it fits perfectly the situation. Hypothetically, I invite people over for dinner, and someone door dashes us dinner, okay, sushi. And I show up with the sushi and say, look what I made. And people say, but no, you ordered it. And I said, no, I tapped in, can you bring me sushi? And therefore, I made it.
Yeah.
So
it was my idea, so I made it.
So I wrote down, and I made it. I'm a chef. I'm a sushi connoisseur. The thing is that AI is something that if they used it to do good, to help people for real, it would have been good, because AI should have been used so I would take photos while AI washes my dishes. Not the other way around, which is happening, where people, creatives, can't find real jobs because AI took over and the AI job is floppy. AI is just something that steals from you, from actual archives online, and recreates it a bit more embellished for people to say, this is cool, I'm gonna use that. So no, I'm very much against. This is a very extreme position, but I don't care, because AI ruined a lot of people's lives. So, and it's killing the environment, among other things. So
that's what we want. We want you to have extreme opinions, so we want them to be expressed here, because we need to find a forum to express it, because AI is taking over the medium of YouTube as well. And I saw a very interesting thing today on one of the videos I clicked on. There was a big debate just in the comment section, because people were saying this is an AI voice doing the narrative. The other person was, no, I've seen this guy in real life, it's not. And the top comment on it, which got the most things, was no AI generated content used. Now that's how you get my full attention.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this generation now is looking for, like, what can we find that's real in the world?
Well, the problem is that they don't care. They don't care whether it's real or not. They care that people without, and I'm gonna say this respectfully, but people without talent found a shortcut to call themselves artists. And they don't understand what the job that there is behind, which is made with pain, but also with pleasure, the sacrifice, the time taken into it. And then there is a machine that decides to take it, chew it, and spit it in a different way for them to say they are artists. I found out that there is people calling themselves AI artists. Girl, you have a keyboard. That's what you have. You know, that's the extent of it. And it's stealing from others. You are stealing other people's jobs. And the worst part of it is public doesn't care.
So I have several questions here for this one. One of mine is, do you think that there should be, I mean, if we can't eradicate it completely, should there be a limit? Should the authority, should government step in and say, we can't do this, or we can do this to a level, but we need to censor this, or we need to stop this? Or do you think it's something we just have to get rid of completely? There's no room for it at all.
The thing is, I don't like to be an extremist on decision making in general. However, I think that if a solution would be found where, for example, people publishing their work would have to be forced to write AI generated to create a different opinion, right? To make people aware. And also, I think that what I hate the most about AI is not even the fact that they steal from others, it's the fact that it's killing the environment at incredibly scary pace.
Yeah.
So I don't know about AI enough to decide that has to be entirely removed, because probably in terms of software development or probably in terms of medical development, it's probably helping out in a way. I can't say because I don't know. In my environment, in my field, I can tell it's killing us. In the worst way possible, giving people without any sort of taste in art, taste in capability of communication, it's completely changing the way art is seen. And there is, I don't know, let me take one of the most famous artists, Picasso, okay? There is a lot of artists that did this before. Many artists created a different kind of art that completely changed the way people see art. But he did it, for example, without harming art. He just said, look, this is different.
Yeah, this is a new perspective. This is something that comes from inside of me. I also have some maybe extreme like things about AI, or because I talked to a lot of people about just AI and creativity and what it does generally to people. So what I've observed is also that it divides people. Like, it creates individuals more than it creates community. Like, I have an idea, like you said, I type it in, and then I get something that I have made. Whereas before AI, you might have had an idea that you cannot create. Maybe I have an idea of something, I want to sketch something, maybe, for example. And I'm not good at sketching, but I have this really great idea for a story. Like you said, with your pictures, you make stories with your pictures. Like, I have a really great story about this sketch, but I can't sketch it myself. So what I do is I call someone in my community. I call my friend, I call someone in my family who's really good at sketching or whatever. And I say, hey, I have this really good idea. Blah, 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 blah. This is a story. Can you create that for me? And then they will have their input also to my very good idea. So together we create something even better. And this is how, like, we have this community, and we are like more democratic. Like, we have all these perspectives. But with AI, we have one perspective, and we have, like, everyone can do their own. Like, I'm the best at doing this, so I'm going to do it myself. Well, you are not actually, because you're taking help, but not from people, from something that is Yeah.
You know, you're reaching into the sludge and just like
Yeah, pulling it out.
pulling the thing
Yeah.
out. It's like,
Yeah, but the thing is, they don't care.
Yeah.
You can say
But
it as
actually
long as
more
you
and more
want, but they
people
don't care.
do.
Yeah.
But more and more people do, I find. More and more people do, more and more young people, especially, like you said, it's creating a really big problem with our environment in all kinds of ways, but also in the can I trust this information kind of way? I mean, environment in our nature is one thing, but what you are talking about is the branch, the community, and like, can I trust what is put out there? Is this something authentic, or is this just something that is created? So that is also something very damaging, I think, about the environment for us people. Like,
yeah, but I think you're overestimating the majority of users of social media. And respectfully speaking, I have seen online, and not only that, but I've read articles about how people can't distinguish it, and even if they can, they couldn't care less. Like, people, like, I've seen those gags on TikToks where you can see a child showing their grandma that Jesus is saying hi to her, and grandma's like, oh my god, how is that possible? You know, you can't really make an opinion, like, you can't really share an opinion with people that don't care about it. You can just do good for yourself, and also so you have to consider that perhaps you may have friends or family that can draw, for example, but even if these people have it, there is the factor that they don't pay. So money, once again, it's like in the same principle of when I have difficulties finding customers, because there is going to be always someone that will do it for free, killing the market, but they don't care about it. It's not even about, come on, you're my colleague, help me out in this. I saw people getting more weddings than me because they decided to do it at a third of my price, and respectfully speaking, with way less experience. And because people don't care about it. Sure, in the beginning of my career, I actually made more profits from people calling me and say, the photographer messed up, can you fix the pictures? But that's another story. But the problem is that now they can fix it themselves with AI, and they will look sloppy, but they will notice because they don't care, because it was free. So it's a matter of money. And right now, whatever is happening in the world, it's not helping. So
yeah.
The economy is crashing. People don't have time to hire artists. We're dying right now. We are a dying breed. So
that's a problem. I mean, the world needs more genuine art than ever. They need to see more of the lighter sides, to have more creativity, and that was part of the reason we wanted to do this podcast as well, to show that the ideas behind creativity, where people get their inspiration from, how they express themselves, and also what are the trials and tribulations that you guys are finding right now. You as a creator, you as a freelance worker for this, I was just saying, weddings and that whole wedding season and everything must be a good time for you to make money. But again, as you're saying, if you can't get the money for the editing afterwards and the other quality things that you do, it's going to be a huge problem, because people won't be able to continue doing this, and then there'll be less people than ever, and the quality will then dip, and then we'll be in a cultural recession, as it were.
But do we think that, like, we're talking about this as it's going to be like this doom of us, but do we find that it's also about, like, people getting more aware and more, because people are actually talking about it more, people are talking against it more than ever, and also seeing the beauty in expressing from the soul or something deeper than just what the AI can catch.
What Gaia was saying before, they might be expressing that as a comment because that's free, but when it comes to, like, do we paying for this thing, maybe they're not putting the money where they should right now.
I think that's the same for a lot of works, actually, because, like, you can get through being a support person either anymore, because it's a chatbot and it's someone else's, like the human thing in creativity and the human thing in work is at risk. The humanity is at risk.
Yeah.
Humanity has been at risk recently for way more than art.
Yeah.
But yes, it's I mean, like everything, probably will reach out a point where people will start over again. So it's a complicated topic, because I try to speak about this stuff through statistics, you know, because we can speak about perception as much as we want, but in the end of the day, it's the actual research behind it that will tell us if this is going to be our future, and we're going to end up becoming anything but artists. I'm sure that wrestling will keep going because they need someone to actually fight on the ring. But yeah,
maybe not. I'm not sure. People say
I
the
really
same
hope
with music. People need people to create new music, but that also is terribly taken over. It's the same thing. We don't have time to get into all of that now, but I agree with you. It's music is also affected a terrible amount.
That is terrible. That is scary. That is so scary because it's so good too, you know. Unlike images, I've listened to some fake AI music, and I got anxiety.
Yeah.
Because that was good, you know, and objectively was good. But imagine how many. I think it's easier to try to extract info from music than from images, because I was reading an article about how they have to transform everything in coding and then retransform it for the AI, and that results to be very complicated the process is complicated when it comes to images. But yeah, I honestly think that I will keep doing what I'm doing. I actually, when I get hired as a photographer, I let them sign a contract where I guarantee that there is no AI involved. Sometimes I film the process when I'm editing.
Yeah.
We actually, me and my boyfriend made a project as a birthday present for his brother, where we decided to digitally draw a story for him. And out of spite, I wrote it in the book. I didn't use AI, so don't ask. kind of thing, something like that I wrote. Yeah. Honestly, again, if people want to use AI and take the risk of getting sloppy quality, but even if it's great quality,
that's besides the point, really, isn't it? It's taking money and time away from the actual artists.
But the thing is, like, I can tell a difference. I don't know if this is just me. It's probably not just me, but I can tell a difference from a picture of AI and a picture from someone who's actually passionate about it. And it's the feeling behind that gets me. It's the same in an author. Like, I can see if the text is AI or if it's actually someone pouring their soul into paper. And it's a frequency, it's an energy, but I think that we have to wake up to be able to sense that. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it's how I feel. Like the people I know that are more awake or like present in the now, they can sense the difference. But the people that are like always one step ahead, or I'm gonna relax at my vacation or whatever, in that kind of mindset, they don't get the difference because they are so numb to whatever is in front of them. I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, we are trained nowadays to have the attention span of a walnut.
Yeah.
So it's really hardly something that we got so distracted. We are so distracted. We are basically existing in a matter of reel and scroll. And myself, like, I'm not different, to be honest. I'm the same. Like, I get distracted super easily. I've tried to read a book constantly, like, for more than an hour, and God, that was the hardest thing ever. When I was a child, I would read books like eating cheesecakes.
Yeah.
So easy, you know. No, now it's so hard for me. My attention span is so limited, and I think that contributed. Also,
And it's also, yeah.
no, sorry,
Sorry.
keep please.
No, that is also a skill. That is the thing. This is something you
We
can.
have to retrain ourselves.
Yeah, you can
to do-
train. Yeah, you can train it to be better, or you can train it to actually be worse.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like you mentioned before, moving to Denmark. So what happened there? Where from? And is there a story about that?
It's not that interesting, but I can be I can make it. No, so,
Yeah.
well, basically, I graduated in history of art in Italy. I come from Naples, in the south, and I was looking for jobs in Napoli after I graduated from high school. But I was a little bit unlucky, and so were all my people in the south. But that's another story. Well, it was pretty hard to look for a job, and besides, I wanted to do an experience abroad because I wanted to improve language and learn English and whatsoever. So I applied all over Europe, and I made a quick research about European countries, and Denmark popped out and said, "This is the happiest country in Europe." Liars! No, it's a joke.
They always say that.
It's
I
a
do
joke.
like it,
I
though.
want to say hi to Frederick, our king. Hi. So,
He
jokes
always
aside,
listens, he always
it was really good, and I found a job as an au pair, and that was the start. I moved to Denmark because, well, it wasn't supposed to be forever. I was supposed to be there for a year and then come back to Italy, and I liked it. I was like, yeah, I'm not leaving. Sorry, mom. So I stayed.
It's wonderful.
Yes, I stayed, and then at the end of this month, it's gonna be 10 years.
10 years,
Wow.
That's a long time.
And do you do any Danish? Do you speak any?
Ja, jeg kan speak. Jeg kan speak. Jeg kan snakke lidt dansk. Yes, selvfølgelig. Not as beautiful
Well,
as Swedish.
Yeah.
Sorry, my boyfriend is looking at me so bad.
But how do you find like Copenhagen as a city for culture? Because when I've been there to visit, I mean the buildings are so inspirational, being by the water there. I love Copenhagen as a city, but you as a photographer, as an artist, how do you find living in a cultural hub like Copenhagen?
I am the most happy in the city. It has been very welcoming, to a degree helpful. It taught me so much. There is an incredible diversity in the city, in terms of people and in terms of environments. Sure thing, we don't have mountains, but that's okay. And less biking. So. And it's the different environments are inspiring for what I do. Although in the first 2-3 years I was obsessed with Newhavn and their buildings, but then I moved on. The nature here is unreal. The way they respect green areas, it's something I always wished for my own city. I like that it's not as chaotic. Many people would define Copenhagen chaotic, but to me, coming from a city of 5 million people, to me this is feels like this is completely calm. And I got to visit most of the country because it's basically a quarter, if not a third, like a fifth of my own country. So it was very easy for me to visit it all, almost. And maybe we are actually planning on moving on a more countryside area because we really love. We both are in love with the nature, so we are looking for something even more green.
That's wonderful. Yeah,
but Copenhagen is fantastic. It's really great.
Do you travel to Italy a lot, or like do you go home, or is Denmark home now, or?
Well, I used to travel back to Italy more often in the beginning. But as I found myself here, especially when you're a freelance, you don't really get the same privileges. You get called, you go. So I didn't travel as much back in Italy. And when I go back to Italy, I'm happy to see my family, very much so. But then when I'm ready to go home, I say I'm ready to go home. And home is here. Copenhagen is my home. So, but I am, in the beginning, it was a little bit homesick situation. Especially, I think the first 4 years, it was a bit more suffered. And now I do miss it occasionally, but I don't miss it for more than a week. Like I go back to Italy, I'm like, oh, I'm back, I missed it. A week later, okay, let's go.
Ready to go home.
Yep.
No, I can relate to that a lot. It's been I've lived now in Sweden for 20 years, so like half my life here. So this does feel like home now for me, and Stockholm is my city. Have you ever been up to Stockholm, by the way?
I was going to say I wish to come to Stockholm, especially because some of my favorite metal bands are Swedish. So
yes,
yeah.
You should definitely come here.
Yeah. And when you come here, then you could be live in the studio because we're based in Stockholm, and you could be here in person.
That would be so much
interview.
Yeah,
because we'd love to have you back for another interview. We've got so many more topics that we could discuss.
Oh yeah.
And obviously we give it a few months, we'll see how the AI situation has gone.
I'll follow up.
They've taken it down, and that's just because of this podcast. We made a difference.
Can I have like a microphone and have like yes, Marcus, I agree, and then have like just
we'd love that. Or maybe a microphone that's like poking you in the face like this.
Poke. Exactly.
We can be really creative.
We can be, exactly. We'll do everything creative without AI, and then we'll release another video which is completely edited with AI.
No, thank you.
See which one is more popular.
No, thank you. No.
We will not do that again. But for this non-AI episode, I'd love to thank you for being on, Gaia, and being our guest. And could you tell us once again where we can find you on Instagram?
So my handle is Micatovic_photo, and it's immediately you will see a lot of birds and wrestling photos first thing, and cats. I took some photos of cats recently. So yes, that's for now what you can see. But you can text me there. You can send me a DM there. I'm available a lot, so no problem.
That's wonderful.
Brilliant. And you're based out of Copenhagen, and
yeah.
Thank you
and
for
I
being
travel all
on,
over.
And
thank you so much, guys. It's been an honor. Thank you so much for this chat.
Thank you so much for coming to us.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, and we'll see you later.
We will already say now. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.